Happy Saturday morning, Preps fans. I'm Ashley Moore, and we have officially entered state championship season. The first titles have been earned this spring with 8 sports to go as we get ready to put a bow on the spring season. All right, so y'all see that burner right there, so you know it's real. State championship time in Thornton at the VMAC as the parade of divers get ready for the final 3 dives of the competition. And outside of first place, this one was a tough one. Green Mountain's Britton Hooper would place third with a total score of 533.15. But beating him out for second with less than a point more was Wheat Ridge High School's Carson Christensen. Now, he just started diving last June and is already headed to Arizona State to compete. But to first place, Evergreen's Carson Harrington. Last week, he broke the Jeffco League meet record by over 100 points. And Thursday, he beat out second place by over 65 points as Harrington repeats as the 4A state diving champion and on his birthday of all days. We talked to Britt and Carson about the close race between second and third.
It feels super exciting. I love this feeling, and it just it's such an adrenaline rush, and it just feels so amazing. It was crazy. Everybody in the Jeffco League, we just have so much talent in that little area. It's just crazy.
I knew I was doing good, and I just knew I had to keep doing good for the rest of it. And I was super close to Carson in points-wise, and it felt good.
But here's an interesting tidbit. The top 3 finishers are all on the same club team. Dive 5280, and that's their club coach right there, Jeff Smith, bragging in the stands like a proud papa. Major congrats to them. Now to 4A state championship swimming. First up, the 200-yard freestyle. And look who's in front by a hair. Silver Creek's James Story just beating out Cheyenne Mountain for gold. His first state championship of the day. In the 200 IM, watch the gold cap. That's Windsor's Jake Eggleston, smoking everybody. He beat out second place by nearly 5 seconds with a time of 1:47.47, just 0.5 seconds away from his own 4A state record. And though another state title, he looked disappointed, and I asked him why.
I was trying to beat the all-state record, but I'm going to try to get the 100 breast next, so that's my goal.
All right, Eccleston is state record hunting. We'll keep that in mind. But back to the action. 50-yard free, and look at this race. Action-packed. But Evergreen's Duncan Salmon would come away with the state title. Into the last lap of the 100 freestyle, and once again, it's Silver Creek's James Story kicking in the final gear before taking home yet another state title. Who knew he'd be this dominant?
I mean, I was going in confident. I didn't know. You can never know, but I was definitely feeling it and paid off.
His teammate, Stephen Codevilla, would battle back from behind in the last lap to take home the 100-yard backstroke as those team points just kept adding up. But it was Silver Creek versus Windsor all night. And what better segue into the 100-yard breaststroke than that? Windsor's Eccleston back at the start for this one. And remember what he said. He's hunting a state record. And my goodness, look at him go. Just a year ago, he suffered a skull fracture and lost hearing in his right ear. A year later, he wins gold by almost 3 seconds with a time of 53.67. And that, my friends, is a new Colorado state record. Exactly what he manifested as the 4A King puts a stamp on the state of Colorado. You can watch him swim next year at Louisville. Jake, how does it feel?
And I loved breaking the state record, but I'm going to miss this place. I loved every minute I was part of this. And, I mean, I'm going off to bigger and better things, but I'm always going to remember this place.
Oh, but to the last race of the night, the 400-yard freestyle relay. And my guess is it's between these 4, which is why they're zoomed in. But to the last lap, it is indeed between the 4. But Mullen, my Lord, look at the lead as the Mustangs take home gold in the 400 relay. Here's their podium moment, but for the team that won it all.
1, 2, 3, green!
Silver Creek are your 4A state champions, and there's only one thing to do to celebrate the moment.
I mean, it's unbeatable, right? I mean, look at them.
Mullen would take home silver, and instead of a jersey swap at the end, Jake Eccleston and James Story did a cap swap for 2 incredible state championship performances.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Meanwhile, it's playoff time in both girls and boys lacrosse. And over at Kent Denver Tuesday, the girls took on the Arapahoe Warriors and watched Claire Murphy score on the penalty shot to put the Sun Devils up 7 in the third. But watch what happens next. Ava Sabrian on the outside. She gets it to Murphy, who puts it behind the back. And we got to see that one again in slow-mo. From the perfectly placed pass to the behind-the-head score. What a shot from Murphy. But here comes Arapahoe. Alexandra Wolf puts it in on the breakaway, but they'd be eliminated 11-2, and Kent Denver would be ousted the next round by Valor Christian. We're over on the boys' side, the Ralston Valley Mustangs getting their first round action against the Cherokee Trail Cougars. And it was the Cougars early. Nate Gilmore with a bounce shot from straight ahead, 2-zip CT. And here they come again. Bruce Pfeiffer behind the net pass to Ethan Conover to go up 3-zip. Ralston Valley, though, needing an answer when Aiden McCarron would come in from the angle to put his team on the board 3-1. And I smell a comeback. Peyton Heavers gets it to McCarron this time, and look at him go, putting his team on his back, 3-2 Cougars. All right, so to the second quarter now. CT looking for the net, and Sam Burnett would find it to extend the lead to 2. But Ralston Valley would battle back, and thanks to this long ranger from Tommy Nam to help tie it, the Mustangs would simply outlast CT 11-10. They too take on Valor Christian next. Well, speaking of the road to state championships, let's shift our focus to a team who sure knows how to win them. The Eaton Reds baseball team is looking for their 4th straight title, but this past week broke the Colorado State record for most consecutive wins with 61. Now, this breaks the record also set by Eaton from 2008 to 2010. All right, so we saw the 4A diving, but we did a feature on the 4A diving champion. Before this, he broke the Jeffco League record by over 100, and coming into diving, he came with a mindset looking to repeat, and on his birthday of all days.
Jeffco League is right now one of the top leagues in the state, and as you know, Colorado brings it every year.
Bringing it this season is Evergreen's Carson Harrington, the junior diver who just set a new Jeffco championship record by 109 points.
I feel like it started off with my first dive. I went up and I feel like personally I did a great back dive. And it was kind of just like, I'm excited to be here today. The energy's high. Let's go break a record.
Harrington hasn't always been a diver. It's actually just his 3rd year competing.
So I was a gymnast for around 9 to 10 years, and then I had some back issues. And one of my really good friends, she started diving her junior year and was like, you would be absolutely amazing at it.
Some would call it extraordinary, putting in work for his school and club team.
As such a competitor at the level he was in gymnastics, it made an easier transition. I just had to get him to go in on his head instead of on his feet for gymnastics.
In just his 2nd season, he'd go on to win the state title. And now in his 3rd, he's looking to back it up with the community's full support.
Just looking out there and just seeing how well supported I am just makes me feel more confident in myself, being like, I know what I'm doing. I got this.
Already a state champion, Harrington's next goal is to compete for a collegiate diving team.
From Brett, my high school coach, to Jeff, my club coach, to my aunt, they all say that their teammates they still keep in touch with. They're still some of their favorite people out there.
For 9 News, I'm Ashley Moore. Major shout out to Carson for backing it up, indeed. Well, reminder, we can be everywhere. So if you're ever out at a game and see something you like featured on the Prep Rally, just send it over. That's all, folks. I'm Ashley Moore, and we'll see you next time right here on the 9 News Prep Rally.